My guest today is Vorph from Samael. He's the vocalist and guitar player.
Yeah.
And we are talking in Poughkeepsie, New York, right after their show with Amorphous. You've been on the road for
a few days.
A few days.
Yeah, a few days.
And how do you like touring?
I love it. I love it. And basically we love being in America. And that's a long time we didn't come here. So it's kind of fresh for us to be back and you know, to have the chance to present basically two of our albums, because as we didn't come for Rain of Light, it's a way to promote both albums at one point.
Right.
So you know, and I'm kind of glad to see that people really enjoy it, and I don't really feel like there is people from the past and people from now, you know, because we had difference in our music.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you feel there is people who get stuck somewhere and they're just like this album or those two and not the rest. But here it's kind of, they're more open to it, and it's wider. They can enjoy the first one till the last one. We signed a couple of people, you know, they had everything we ever released, and you feel a little bit like, wow, you know, you have to be open mind if you have all that we got.
Oh yeah.
You know, it goes from here to there, and it's not really like a one single path.
No,
so
I wouldn't
it's
say that
wide.
all of your releases are the same at all.
Thank you. I think this is a compliment, totally.
Oh yeah. How old were you when your first record came out?
I was almost 20.
Yeah, so I can tell from the lyrics that your view of life has changed.
Yeah, but I'm not the same person.
Obviously.
Hopefully. I mean, you know, if you think the same way when you're 18 than when you're 30 something, there's nothing wrong with it, but maybe you miss something.
Or you're not looking.
Yeah, maybe you're not looking. that's a good way to put it. Yeah, totally.
Are you renting much gear for this tour?
No, actually, no. Everything we took is from our own gear, except from the drum part, which is using for the percussion, and Mas buys some light for the tour, because you know he's handling light show for many bands.
Yeah, I saw him. He was doing lights for Carcass.
Totally.
I saw him like 3 weeks ago.
I mean, he must have done like hundreds of bands, you know, 10 years now, and he's taking care of this for us too. I mean, he's not doing the like obviously because he's playing bass, but yeah, he's looking for the design and what we might have to use to look cool on stage, whatever.
You don't have to use that much to look cool.
Yeah, but you know,
cool.
it adds something. You know, I kind of agree with you that, you know, simple. Once the music is good, it's good. It doesn't need much. But you know, if you can add something, it's only like cherry on the cake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, tonight's show you did have a banner up and you did have the use of lights, and I saw you at BB King's 2 nights ago, and that was not the case. I don't think you had a banner.
It wasn't wide enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't high enough to have a backdrop or something. But,
yeah, so I was actually glad to get to see 2 shows.
Cool.
You know.
No.
Well, the first time I saw you was at Dynamo, '97.
Right, I remember that one. Yeah. I mean, you remember the first time we played Dynamo. You remember the first time we played Wacken the way it is. It's not the same, but you know, it's kind of a festival who got not only big names, so wide and so kind of they're picky about the band. They're booking their stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty open, and they really have different genres.
Totally.
You know, can you talk about your label? How Galactical came about?
Totally, yeah. As we finish our deal with Intermedia, we decide, well, maybe we won't give everything to a label anymore. We might, you know, have a little bit more control on what we're doing. So we try to do our own label and just license it to. I mean, for Rain of Light was Regain in Europe, Nuclear Blast in America, and for Solar Soul is Nuclear Blast worldwide. Except Switzerland, that we have a different deal there. But you know, basically that's how we work. So we own the masters, and that's something important for us, you know, to not give everything to someone else. So
if I can get it.
Was your deal with Century Media, was it a year deal or a number of products deal?
That was a very bad deal.
Okay.
You know, well, nothing against the label themselves.
Yeah.
You know, we had bad blood between each other at a certain point, of course. But yeah, we signed a very bad deal, and you know, we were young, unexperienced, and we really wanted to do something, so we were ready for anything, more or less. And so okay, that was a mistake. You know, we learned from it, and we've tried to not commit the same one once again. So.
But then it got you motivated to do your own label and to look at things differently.
Yeah, totally.
And will you keep the Galactical imprint for the future?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, because we don't want to give, you know, the masters to anyone anymore.
Yeah.
So that's mean, you know, the label we're signed with, they can exploit the music for a certain time, and once this time is over, we can do whatever we want with it. And they cannot decide that they want to do a compilation or a best of or whatever once we are not agreed to this. Which wasn't the case for Century Media. They can do whatever they want with everything we did from the first album till Eternal.
Were any of the releases not what you wanted to have come out?
Okay, I wasn't crazy about the idea of the DVD.
Oh, really?
They released. I had to admit, after it went out, that it was a missing link. You know, we should have done something before people were asking for it. So that was probably our mistakes, but we're a little bit maybe too picky about what we want to expose.
You're your own worst judge, probably.
And you think, well, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. So we thought we had nothing, and they decided, well, that's good enough for DVD, so they just put it out. Best of thing, which is Ionics, which is more or less a collection of everything we did from day one to Eternal, that even include things from Era 1 project.
Okay.
Because it was released under the Samael banner, but to me it was a really different project, and I didn't want it to mix both things, you know, much. But hey, that was their choice. The same contract. They can do whatever they want with it. So
could they just pull songs and do greatest hits forever with everything that had been released?
Yes, they can do that if they want. But you know, they've been nice enough to ask us what we thought about it. Not that we could say we don't want to have this out, but we had the choice. Either we have an input or not. And I thought, well, Azure is gonna be out anyway, so we better look, you know, to be sure that it's as good as possible. Finally, you know, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I would never have done something like this, not at this point, and not the way they did it. But yeah, we had the chance to have a word. And
so you're getting a little quality control.
Yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they don't have to ask us, but they do it because they know, you know, we're gonna try to make it as good as possible. I think it's all good, no way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have stuff out there, I mean, you never know who's going to find that record, and it's the only thing, you know, that's
exactly.